Can you hear me well? Great. So, probably the last speech before the lunch, so difficult. I'll try to make it a story and make it interesting for you guys, okay? Everest conquered by technology, highest peak. But Mount Kailash is not even the top 100, but not conquered by technology, at least in the past. In the modern times, because of the spiritual reasons, it has been made illegal actually to climb it. The Everest of the roads and the Mount Kailash of the roads, not been conquered technologically. Also, there are some spiritual connotations there, and let's see that. So, this is one of the roads in Mumbai-Ahmedabad National Highway, and let's see what's the road made up of. On the red 3 dots, you see there is a lane, the leftmost lane, that attains nirvana at the middle of the road. As you can see, it disappears. The third lane has disappeared as we speak, and also it leads to this spot, which I'll refer to in a bit. Okay, let's remember this spot which went by. Now let's look at the same highway now from a different perspective, same spot. Okay, in this case what you see is what we call as LiDAR point cloud. It's a top view of LiDAR point cloud. Now what is LiDAR point cloud? LiDAR is light detection and ranging. So what it does is that it sends the laser beams across, and when the one laser beam hits this surface, it comes back and I know the exact position of it, like 1 millimeter accurate. Okay, and what is a point cloud? When millions of such points are done, it gives you the point cloud. So it's called LiDAR point cloud. What you see here is a top view of that point cloud. Okay, now again you see here on the leftmost lane, which is this lane, you will see that वो परमात्मा को विलीन हो गया वो लेन, right? You can see that it has disappeared here. And that is what happened in one of the accidents, very famous accidents. Someone tried to overtake the truck and couldn't see this happening, and hence they hit the ledge. And this is the actual accident, and unfortunately we lost. I come from Tata Group. I mean, my ex-employer is Tata Group, and one of our ex-chairmen got killed into this accident. So this is quite serious, right? And that is where the HD maps come into picture. And it's not just him, it's almost 2 lakh people who die, and we saw the analysis of those people. As our sir here in the morning said, it's almost 2 aircrafts crashing every day, right? So that's what we are looking at, and that's the kind of problem we want to solve in ADAS. What you see is, we talked about this, my boss drives a very costly car. The cost is almost as much as the flat that I stay in. Well, that's an indication of how costly his car is, okay? And he has switched off the ADAS, right? And we talked about it. Why? Because of following 3 reasons. One is that optical failure. Optical failure is there is a fog or there is a truck in front of you and you are not able to see what's coming next, right? It could be rains. It's an infrastructure. Infrastructure is that the lanes are not marked. I don't know how many of you travel on the highways, but if you, I'm not referring to the Mumbai-Pune expressway, but you go on national highway, hardly any lanes are marked, right? They are constantly being changed. So that is an infrastructural issue. And the context meaning what is the speed limit, okay, and what are the other attributes. And you can see here on one single road, this is next to Oberoi Mall in Goregaon, one single road, 2 different speed limits are given, 40 here, 80 there. Okay, as soon as you end the expressway here, you will see on left hand side, you will see in 100 meters, the speed limit is actually dropping to 50 within 100 meters. And then in next 100 meters, you will see it dropping to again 30. So in 200 meters, your speed has dropped to 30 from 100. Okay, so this is the context that I am talking about, which is extremely important that we understand. So imagine this car which we were talking about, which killed Cyrus Mistry. If the driver already had an idea, if it was a local driver, local taxi, that person would have known by intuition that a third lane is going to miss, right? So what we need to aid the vision is also precognition. What is a precognition? It's nothing but foresight or intuition, right? Which a taxi driver has because he's driving every day. Now, what if we put this precognition into every vehicle? Right? What if we put this precognition into every vehicle? We don't need a taxi driver for that who's driving every day, and that is the reason why we are having HDmap Plus. We are a company called Genesys. We make maps for standard definition, which usually go in your automobile, but we also specialize in high definition maps. We have been doing it for last 20 years across the globe. I'll talk about that. So why HD maps? It gives a biological memory to your vehicle. It knows the road inside out, and what all things it is going to give you. It's going to give you a digital name, and in this case, literal. For example, if there are no lanes on the highway, actually you put virtual lanes on the highway, right? So for the reason of fog, and we were referred to the fog, rains, your vehicle is not able to see the lane. It will know where is the lane, where is the end of the road, what is the sharp turn which is coming next. It is all going to know intuitively because it is stored in its biological memory. That's what we are building. And it's not a concept, it's not a pilot project. We have actually done 3 lakh kilometers of it already for India. We are refreshing 1 lakh kilometer of it every year. We are already working with the OEMs and getting it integrated. So within next 6 months to 9 months, you will see this technology being actually on the road. And it is at scale. We, like a good ecosystem partner, we understand the need for democratizing ADAS, and for that we need to do it at scale. And India, the scale is not very easy, especially if you are mapping high definition maps. The maps that you get on your phone are 5 meter inaccurate. We are talking here about 10 centimeter accurate maps. The way they are made is completely different. So we cover all the aspects. This is a backpack LiDAR which you will see on our stall sitting outside. It's there outside. This is our guy in a gully of Varanasi. Actually, on the bike and on behind is a backpack LiDAR. From there to the Siachen, we just map everything. Siachen doesn't have roads, but I'm just saying we map everything at highly accurate level, and I'm going to, at the end, I'm going to also show you some more interesting things that we are mapping. First of all, it's 10 centimeter accurate. Okay, it's not very easy to create that. So you see that this is the kind of setup that we need to be in order to create this. So that's me. I don't know whether I missed one, but anyways, yeah, there you go. So this is the kind of very grounded operations that we run. We have 600 people actually crisscrossing the country as we speak right now, with hundreds of crores invested in the LiDAR, cameras, sensors, and I'll talk more about it. We also map the 3D geometry. 3D geometry as to banking of the roads, elevation, or vertical assets. We will require vertical assets like light poles or gantries because you need to localize your car, right? So everything gets accurate, 10 centimeter accurate marked. You see the gradient, which is the elevation, which is extremely useful for the EV. All the semantic information is captured. And what is semantic information? As you can see here, that there is a speed limit data on every small gully in Bangalore. From there to all the highways, the speed limit data is captured. all the road sign data is captured, and we ground validate it. And what is ground validation? As you can see, there is a photo. So we also do entire India street view images, 360-degree panoramic images. So that allow us to apply AI ML algorithm. Did I hear this AI word for the first time today? No. Okay, physical AI was referred to it. We use AI ML algorithms to extract all this information, and this has been happening for last 4 years. And then we put it up there as a speed limit. So everything is ground validated, very accurate. This is the elevation data that we are talking about. This is a Mumbai-Pune expressway, so this get laid onto the Mumbai-Pune expressway. We started our ADAS work outside India, so that is where we learned it. This is a California road. We did it for a leading Japanese OEM. As you can see, every lane is coded with the minutest of the information which is passed on to the vehicle. For example, how many lanes are to your right? How many lanes are to your left? Can you take a right from here? Is it a dash lane? Is it a solid lane? From this lane, which other lane can I interchange to? Is there a signal? Which signal gets applied for given lane? What is the speed limit? All the information is coded into this high definition map very minutely, and that is how we create. So this is a junction in let's say India, and these are the lane interchanges, the road curbs, everything gets marked. We have been doing it for past 20 years. We started in 2006 when first ADAS track was built in the US. We started from there, did it in the US, Europe, now doing it for India. 2022, there is one more thing which happened. There was a new national geospatial policy which came, which allowed the Indian players to map India at sub-meter accuracy. After that, we have doubled down on our investments to create HD maps, and to end the discussion later, this is an architectural diagram of how we crowdsource the data coming from the vehicle sensors and update the SD and HD map. So this engine is already in place, and this is what I talk about, doing it at scale. And when we talk about HD maps and democratizing the ADAS, we also have a very large focus on the cost. How do we make it available to the mass market models of the OEM? So everything has been taken care of. And how do we do it? It's very interesting, very interesting way of doing the capture. Okay, we have a few flights that we own. We have these cars, and on top of the cars you will see the Magic, which is the very high-end LiDAR equipments, sensors, cameras, and everything. And these are the kind of cars which are crisscrossing the country every day as we speak. So these are some of our cars, and you will also see the equipments which are there. Along with that, we have every type of equipment. Street view I talked about, so there is a special camera for that. Then there is a LiDAR sensors. Then for accurately measuring, how do you get the accurate measurement? For accurate measurement, you have to actually set up a base station, and which connects to the 30 different satellites, keeps on triangulating for 2 hours, and then finds the exact lat long of that place. Once you have the exact lat long of the place, then there is a vehicle which is going let's say 50 meters nearer to that. That base station communicates to the vehicle. Vehicle calculates its own GPS accuracy. From there, we reference the point cloud LiDAR I was talking about at the start, that, hey, I'm sending a LiDAR to this surface, coming back. If I know the accurate GPS location of my base station, I know accurate GPS location of my moving vehicle. It's difficult, that's the reason why it's difficult. If I know accurate GPS of my vehicle, then I know accurate GPS of the point which I collected on point cloud LiDAR. So it's a big process. Data collection is just a part of it. Processing of the data to make it accurate. After that, also the extraction of what you require. It's a long process. The amount of data is in petabytes. So, again, that scale comes in. So these are the different equipments. When you start, now this is the point cloud LiDAR. You can view it in a different way and then visualize and extract the data that you want. It can be extracted in this way. That's about highway NOA, but we also do urban NOA. And how we do that is through this exciting way of collecting. So this is our flight. And there are a couple of our flights there. you will see that I will close in onto camera which are fitted inside the flight. And this camera allows us to map entire Bangalore or Delhi or Mumbai or Pune, one city, in 5 straight days. That's the kind of speed that it gives at 5 centimeter accurate, right? So that's the kind of engineering work, deep tech work that has been going on in our company. And this is the camera which you see below. And what does it create at the end of it? It creates this beautiful 3D digital twin of the entire city at 5 centimeter accurate. You can see, you can maneuver through it. It is very nuanced, it is textured, it has all the information that you will need. You will see on your left hand side now, it's a fly-through or the 3D digital twin. On the right side, however, you will see that it's a street view. So we have multiple imagery. In fact, in 2014, when we did first street view imaging project for India, it was the biggest imaging exercise ever done in India's history, biggest. Nobody had ever done this kind of imaging of India, and we are doubling down on that. So the kind of data that we have is ideal for creating a safer roads. I'll talk about these other use cases sometime later, but I'm going to put a bridge over here so that municipal corporations can understand whether they are encroaching slums or fixed structure, but that is not for this crowd. I'll talk about that later. This allows us to capture, again, high definition maps of a city at 5 centimeter accurate. That is the reason why I'm showing you this. But that is not all. This is the same 3D data rendered in Unreal Engine, same 3D data which you earlier saw. But imagine if we are able to create this kind of a customer experience in the IVI, in next couple of days, this will have a completely different navigation, completely different high definition, completely different ADAS experience for our customers. But these are the places where we are pushing the boundaries. Not to mention the contribution that our tech partner NNG is doing here. They are the Budapest-based company. So coming back to what about Mount Kailash? So how do we conquer the Indian roads? And what I realize is that Mount Kailash is not conquered just by technology, but it is through the path of devotion. Physical form of it is called as parikrama. The mental part of it is called getting into the subconscious. And that's what we are doing. We are getting into the subconscious of the vehicle. We offer precognition by Genesys, HDmap Plus by Genesys. Thank you.